guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So today, boy do I have a good video for you. So I really like Cody Ko's channel, and he recently made this video where he was reacting to a creator's video, and the video was titled You. That video is great, the Cody Ko one, so I suggest you watch it. I'll have it in the description. Anyway, the You video is made by this influencer. So he briefly touched on the fact that this influencer had a website and was selling courses. So let me take a sip of my dumb bitch juice. Me, the dumb bitch, decided to buy one of those courses because I had a feeling that it was gonna be a load of bull, which plot twist, yeah, it was. Anyway, let's just take a second to talk about who this person is. So this person is called Claire. She has an Instagram account with almost 300,000 followers. All of her pictures are deeply aesthetic. I would kind of categorize her as the typical influencer, which no shade, but she is kind of the typical influencer with pretty aesthetic pictures. She's conventionally attractive, she's thin, blonde hair, long, takes topless pictures with her hair covering her boobs. You know what I'm talking about, like this. So I think Claire has good intentions. I want to just preface that. I think she has good intentions. I just think there's a lot of lapse of judgment, and I get an air of intense pretentiousness. You know those kinds of people who are all about like peace and love and whatever, but when they talk to you, it feels like they're talking down to you, like they have all this extra knowledge that you don't have, which everyone has knowledge that someone else doesn't have. The thing is just like, if you approach it as like, I know things and I'm so sorry, you poor stupid soul, you don't know. That's not okay and that's not cool, and I just think it's so patronizing and not my cup of tea. So she sells multiple courses. I chose the photo editing one because she tells you how she edits photos on her iPhone. So she starts by saying how, you know, many people don't have a camera or can't afford one. She mentions that she had to sell hers, so she had to make do with her iPhone, right? Which to me was kind of funny because I feel like most people I know mainly use their iPhones as, you know, regular people who aren't like photographers or something. So I was just kind of like, she was acting like this is such a rare thing and that she really made it work and did this groundbreaking thing, and I'm like, you're taking a picture with an iPhone, it's not that deep. Anyway, once you are on her page, there's this really deep message that I think we should read just so you get an idea of what we're getting ourselves into. If there's anything I know for sure, it is this: you are not alone. None of us are. Beneath the surface, we're all starving for the same thing: love. We all have so much to give. Your story matters too. You matter. Your unspoken thoughts, dreams, ideas, what keeps you up at night. Everything. It all matters. You know more than you think you do. The truth is, love has become my passion. Human connection has become my passion. This is why I created Coexist, which is her website, which is honestly just a safe place for beautiful humans with beautiful minds to come together and experience this love within. Thank you for being part of my story. I'm ready to hear your own. This really could have been shortened to like 2 sentences because all of these sentences aren't really adding anything of substance. They're just saying that you are not alone, your thoughts matter. Done. As far as I understand, it's a little confusing, but you can get a monthly subscription or you can pay for a course. Now, if you get the monthly subscription, you can get monthly themes focusing on a single self-love topic, full online course teaching you about self-love topic each month, access to a private online community, meetups for members. All other courses are included for free. I have no problem with people starting their own business. The thing is, when someone starts their business, I want to pay for someone who's qualified, which is why I'm going to university, because I want to be a university professor. And there's a reason they make you do that much training. It's because you need to be qualified. I don't know how qualified she is to be telling people how to go about self-love. Now, obviously everyone can give each other tips, but it's just kind of like, I don't like the idea of feeling so self-important that you didn't train in something and then you're just gonna tell people what to do. You know what I mean? It would be like me never going to school for English and then telling people I can teach them how to become a $1 million. I decided to get the photo editing course. And there's this little video right next to it. So if you click on the video, this is what happens.
Hello. So I made this iPhone editing course so that you can edit your photos that you take on your iPhone so beautifully, and give them this like old school grainy film look, because I, for a while, did not have a camera to take photos on, and so I figured out how to take such beautiful photos on an iPhone. And there's so much that you can do with this little device in your hands. So I'm gonna give you a little peek into my inner world. I don't know if that was too cheesy, but I hope you guys like this.
Okay, so as you can see, she goes into the whole camera thing again, which it's like she's really acting like she reinvented the wheel by taking pictures on her iPhone. Like, not all of us have that problem. I saw a lot of conspiracy theories in the comments of some of her videos thinking that she's on drugs or something. I'm not gonna make any allegations of that sort. I just thought I would let you know, because I just thought the behavior in this video was very strange. Maybe that's what happens when you're extremely positive and do whatever she does. I just thought it was weird. Also, to be noted, none of the videos I saw in her course are edited. They're kind of like this, very raw, which if it's a course, I don't really want a raw, unedited thing of like, and eyes closing and weird mouth sounds, which you'll see she does quite often. I want a course to be clean. If it were a vlogging channel, it's a different story, you know, but a course should be clean and planned out and well edited. So I wasn't really a fan of that. It made me feel like all of this was half-assed, which I genuinely still think it is, and you'll see why. So anyway, once you spend $22 to get this course, you get this message. Made this because I want to show you the power of technology. I want you to see how many magic you have with a touch of your fingers. Release all fear of creating and all fear of self-expression. So grateful for all of your support. Now I want to share the secrets of creating art on my iPhone and having confidence working with what we have. We need nothing to express ourselves. Like you can see, there's this whole fake deep thing going on. Also, I think she could have benefited from Grammarly because there are quite a few mistakes in just these few lines, which looks kind of bad for a business. But anyway, after this message, this life-changing message, I decided to look at the courses. So the welcome video is less than 1 minute. We're gonna tally up how many minutes all these videos are, because this is part of my conspiracy or my theory that this is half-assed, because all the videos are extremely short. You don't need pretty much any knowledge in this, and it's all kind of really badly put together. So anyway, after that, we have another really useful video, which is the how to use screen recording. It's a 1 minute video. How can you talk 1 minute about screen recording? You go to settings, whatever, and then you drag the thing down, press the button, and it's screen recording. The fact that she even put this in to me is kind of hilarious, because this is free information you can get on Google. And that's kind of one of my problems with this, is that the idea of when you buy a course. Now, I knew this was probably going to be full of shit, right? But if someone is a fan of hers and they really value what she has to say, I kind of feel bad that they're going to pay, what, $22 and get information that is completely free on www.google.com, or even on YouTube. I'm sure there are tutorials, so I'm just kind of confused as to why she would include things that are completely free and think that was a good idea, unless she genuinely just does not give a fuck, which possible. So then she tells us what editing apps she used, and that's under a minute, which I don't know why you need a minute. Just give me a screenshot of the apps, which are these ones. Okay, great. These are all very common, quite famous apps. So again, we're not really given any extra information. I'd really appreciate it if there were apps that I know nobody uses or I've never heard of, because that would be something new. But these are all commonly used apps that I've heard of or that come up when you type, you know, photo editing app. Not very impressed so far. Anyway, then there's a couple of videos that I just cannot believe exist, and here they are. I didn't watch them because I didn't want to kill more of my brain cells than I already have at this point, but here they are. And all of these are really complicated topics, so please pay attention, because otherwise you're not going to understand anything that's going on. There's wiping grease off your lens, using natural light, change your lighting, being comfortable on camera, posing naturally, and hold your camera level. Bitch, really? All of this is intuitive. Like, if you look bad in a certain lighting, you're probably gonna go try in a different lighting. I think that's a natural instinct. I don't think we need an explanation for that. The only one here that I think is useful is if you want to talk about lighting in the sense of, hey, don't go out at noon to take pictures, because oftentimes the light will either not work in your favor or just not be flattering. So go out at this time for better lighting. Like, that could be helpful, but again, that doesn't need a video. You can do 3 sentences of a post and just say, these are the times I recommend going out. Don't go out at these times to take pictures. Done. It doesn't need to be video. But anyway, so I decided to show you being comfortable on camera, because I know that's a problem that many people have. I have that problem myself, so I'm like, okay, let's see what wisdom Claire and her boyfriend have to share. Well, let's just look at it together.
To teach you how to be comfortable on camera. So I think the most important thing to be comfortable on camera is to be in an environment that's natural. So this is not a very natural environment for you. It doesn't really make sense. So let's go inside and do something that you would do. Like, just do something you would do naturally anyways. Like, would you be sitting on your computer? Probably. So then, like, just sit on your computer, and as you're taking photos of someone, just, like, talk to them. Like, yo, what are you doing on your computer, babe? Like, what are you doing? I'm so curious.
I'm building an empire right now for you.
Oh, babe.
That's what I'm doing. I'm setting this whole thing up so all these people can learn how to edit photos in 2 seconds.
And love themselves, too, because it's all connected. Everything is connected. So, I would just take a photo, like, just look up, pretend like you're on your computer, just, like, talking to me, whatever. Just, like, kind of smile, like, look up at me. You're so cute. Aw. Perfect. Cool. So that's how you are comfortable on camera, is just do something that you would naturally do anyways.
Also, confidence is the sexiest thing on earth.
It
so
is.
Just do more of that. Just be confident.
True.
So this video to me was entirely useless, because even at the end when the boyfriend thinks he's being deep, I'd be like, just be confident, because confidence is like the most attractive thing or sexiest thing. That doesn't help me. Like, that's cool. Yeah, I like confidence also, but how does that help me take pictures? And then Claire was saying, oh, take pictures in a space that is natural to you. Most of the time, people want to take pictures in a memorable place or a place that is beautiful. You know, like if you go see a waterfall, you're probably going to want to take a picture in front of the waterfall, right? So if we all just take pictures in an area where we're comfortable, I think we're all going to get bored of taking pictures at home on the couch. So I didn't really think that was extremely valid information. I think that it's very circumstantial and it won't help the average person who's uncomfortable on camera, so thanks, but no. So then I looked at how Claire uses her apps. So she has another section that's like editing photos in Snapseed, Mextures, Visco, RVF, and editing videos for Insta stories. So these are really the only things that are actually potentially useful, but even then, these are all very basic things. Like there are free tutorials for this online. Like I know Desi Perkins shows how she edits her pictures for free. Like, yeah, you might watch an ad, but you're not paying for it. So the fact that you're paying $20 for less than 14 minutes of videos in this particular section is ridiculous to me. Now, I decided to check RVF, so it's rotate video flip, and this is what happened.
So I'm gonna take you through a little course as to how I edit videos on my iPhone right now. And the first app I use if I want to put a video on my story that's longer than like 30 seconds and it's turned the wrong way, I'll first go in to RFV and I will just find a video. So, for example, let's use, let's use this one. So, we were doing yoga, and direction that I want it to be, and just hit save. And don't close out the app while it's changing it, because then it will just stop. So you just have to be patient for a minute. Just breathe, do something that makes you happy, make some food, put on some music, take a bath, take a shower, read a book, and it will just be exported when you are done. And it will say it's been saved to your camera roll, and then an ad will play because this app is free, which is great. And then you can see it will appear. Oh, shout out bread. I love bread. It'll appear here. It will appear here. I'm just doing the thing right now. And then you're going to go into Storio to split it. Oh.
As you can see from my screen recording, the site glitched on me twice, and I don't want to say that that's going to happen to everyone because it might have just been my computer or something, but genuinely making a video about how to flip your videos, This is not real editing. This is all basic stuff. When someone pays for an editing program, the idea is that you're going to tell them something a little bit more advanced, like adding layers or adding special effects, or, you know, something that you actually can't normally access. So all in all, I'm not obviously happy with this whatsoever. I genuinely am wondering how someone that is so about positivity and self-love and whatever can do something so half-assed and just be okay with it. Now, I don't want to draw conclusions on who Claire is, what she believes in or whatever, but it just seems deeply hypocritical that someone who's so about living life and going with the flow, dude, and self-love and empowerment would then turn around and do this, because I genuinely feel like it probably took longer to set up the website than make any of this content. I genuinely feel like that. Now, maybe the intuitive eating program is better, but at the same time, I don't know what you can get about intuitive eating from her for $20 or whatever that you can't get from a cheaper book from someone who actually studied nutrition. I'm disappointed. I think that this is kind of the epitome of what a lot of influencers are like, that they're selling this image, but when it comes to really putting in the work to, you know, give back in a sense, even if they're getting money for it, they're just not willing to do it. So yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to say every influencer is like this, but I do think that there's something to be said about these influencers who really think they're saying some deep philosophical shit when they're not. And I really don't know what else can be said about this. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about influencers who try too hard to be deep or try to make things meaningful when they're just not. I'm very curious to know your opinions. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to my patrons as always, and let's get right into the